morning. Welcome back to Kenny's Life Thoughts in Retirement. This morning, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, I think, and it's Thursday, June 25th, I believe. Anyway, today I thought we'd go on a little field trip. I've been thinking about the creek a lot lately for some reason, and I go down there, maybe once or twice a year. Since we logged the place, it's it was probably 8 or 9 years ago. It's gotten so overgrown. It's a pretty big challenge just to get down to the creek anymore. We used to have a trail that went down there. My aunts, when they lived here back in the early 70s, mid 70s or so, they built a really nice trail down there. Of course, it's all gone and it's so overgrown. There's no trail left anywhere. But there is a road when they logged that we can walk down and then get kind of to the edge of the embankment there, and getting down to the creek is going to be a bit of a challenge. At least it was the last time I was down there. As long as we don't have any bear encounters, we should have a good little walk here. I am prepared for a bear encounter, though, just in the event. I hope we don't see any. But I got a little story to tell about the creek. My grandfather had a fascination with this creek in a couple of different ways, and we can talk about that when we get down there. Anyway, we're gonna take a little walk down there and see what we can find, what kind of trouble we can get into. But this is going to be I don't have a selfie stick or anything, so I'm just holding my phone, and hopefully it works okay, and the video turns out um, without being too bouncy or whatever. But I'm gonna flip the camera around, and we're gonna go ahead and try to see what we can do here. I'm just leaving the back of the house here. Bees are really thriving. They're all over the blackberry flowers and the wildflowers around. They're just waking up right now. Anyway, that creek I'm talking about is, you know, it's down over the ridge here, and this is so overgrown that hard to believe that 8 years ago we were back in logging trucks down this road. That's a big blackberry vine right there. Yeah, it's really getting choked down now. It's pretty soon you won't even be able to walk through here unless I bring a brush hog or something up here, which they had to put this road in when we logged. They hauled multiple loads of rock in here to put this road in, and then when they got down here and made the corner here, they discovered a rock vein that they were able to finish the last part of the road with. They could dig rock out of the ground. down here. Blackberries are terrible. Blackberry and Scotch broom. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't see any bears down here. Me talking will hopefully spook them away. Yeah, when they made the corner here, down here on the right, yeah, this is unbelievably so overgrown. I can't believe it. It didn't take long. When I was talking to the logger before we started, he goes, "Well, you'll get about 8 to 10 years, roughly, and you won't be able to pass through here anymore because the brush will just start to grow up," which it has. I don't even know if we'll be able to get down to the creek or not. I don't know. We'll see. Last time I was down here, I had a heck of a time. Yeah, it's getting choked in here pretty good. That rock vein was in here somewhere. It was off to the right here somewhere. And they used all the rock that they could to finish this road out. I think it was down in here somewhere. It's again so overgrown. They buried it with end trims off the logs. This creek down here is part of Ladderell Creek. It's the upper fork of Ladderell Creek that serves down to the Ladderell Falls, which is, from people that know the area. So we're above the Columbia River here on the Oregon side. The Columbia River is the river that separates the state of Oregon and Washington. Wow, this is so overgrown. I can't believe this. Crazy. Anyway, so Ladderell Creek goes into Ladderell Falls, and this is the upper fork of Ladderell Creek. And you can start to hear the creek now. It's a year-round creek. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but yeah, we're gonna have a heck of a time getting down there, I think. So I found a little of an open area here. I'm going to crawl under some trees here. This little, I guess I'd call it a spring, that's forms up there somewhere and leaks down. See, it's going down to the creek. And these trees that fall over have fallen over. They wanted them to fall over, and like I said, it helps to shade this creek. You can hear the creek now and actually see it from here. I'm going to see if I can't get down there. It's really overgrown. It's unbelievable. There is no trail. Just gonna have to make your way through here. Yeah, here we go. Good spot here, if I can get to it. Again, this creek runs year round. And these fallows up there, pretty good sized little drop right here. It was up that way that we're going to talk about what my grandfather was trying to do down here. We'll talk about that here in a second. Here, I'm standing underneath a pretty big tree here. Two of them actually. They fell over. My filming is not going to be great, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's the creek that goes down. Again, upper fork of Lateral Creek. And this water ends up down at the Columbia. Sit here on this log here. Yeah, it's so overgrown. It's crazy. Anyway, this water is cold. So my grandfather, hopefully you can hear me, upstream here a little bit, he was fascinated with trying to provide electricity up here, uh, basically off-grid type stuff. And he, back in 1977, 78, during that time frame, he did a bunch of research on hydro generated electricity. And he decided to do all this research and had a turbine in mind. He was going to buy a turbine from this place back east, have it shipped out here. But he started the process of coming down to the creek with his tractor. And like I said, it was up that way quite a ways, where you could sort of see remnants of what he was doing, because he basically was widening the creek and diverting it off to the side where he was going to put this turbine in so that it could generate electricity. And somehow the state of Oregon got wind of what he was doing. And so he started a letter writing campaign with the state of Oregon Waterways Division. And they, of course, were adamantly opposed to what he was trying to do. My grandfather had a tendency to just kind of do things his own way. Thought he, because he owned the property, that he could do whatever he wanted. But the state of Oregon had other plans for him as far as his desire to put this hydroelectric power plant down here. On September 29th of 1977, he gets a letter from the Water Resources Department in Salem, Oregon, and it said, "You have requested appropriate forms for application for license to construct a minor hydroelectric project on a tributary of Lateral Creek. The location of the project as described by you would be in the," and then it goes on to describe the property. "Your contention is that this withdrawal does not apply to tributaries of Lateral Creek." This is the letter that he got right here. "The legislative withdrawal has consistently been interpreted by this office to apply to the named streams and their tributaries. This interpretation has been guided by the clear intent of the language and decisions of the Oregon Supreme Court, issued shortly after passage of the legislation. Accordingly, this department cannot accept an application for the use you propose." And one of the engineers at the time signed the letter. So, and back then, there was no email, so you're writing letters back and forth. That was in September. He got that letter. There were prior letters, of course, having him state his case, but he once again, on October of 1977, he writes the Water Resources Department back saying that his interpretation of the Oregon Statute 538-200 isn't what they thought, and he was going to take it to the he was going to pursue the Oregon Supreme Court to clarify the intent. Of course, he never did go that far with it. He was flexing what muscle he thought he had with the state, and they denied him. The statute's pretty clear. I have a copy of the statute here. Again, Oregon, and like a lot of states, they protect waterways like this, as well as they should. It's a pristine, when we logged, yeah, it disturbed it, but they took care around this. By law, they had to take care of what they were doing around this creek. They left a buffer on either side of the creek. And like I said, they had to build that bridge and dismantle the bridge and basically leave it to the best of their abilities as it was untouched. And as you can see, there's a reason for that. It's a beautiful place. I mean, this water flows year round just like this. So, I guess I say with land ownership, I've said it before in other videos, comes great responsibility. And the responsibility is pretty clear. Leave it as if you weren't here, ever. I mean, literally, when he was up there, he had widened the creek really wide and was trying to divert it to accommodate that hydroelectric power plant he was going to put down here. And, the statute's pretty clear. I don't know why. Well, my grandpa, when he read the statute, didn't like to hear it. And so he interpreted it in his own way, but it's pretty clear. Streams forming waterfalls near Columbia River Highway. This is Oregon Statute 538.200. Streams forming waterfalls near Columbia River Highway with withdrawal from appropriation or condemnation, diversion or interruption prohibited. With withdrawal from appropriation or condemnation, the diversion or interruption is strictly prohibited. The following streams and waters thereof forming waterfalls in view of or near the Columbia River Highway from Sandy River to Hood River, the first 13 of which are in Multnomah County. We are in Multnomah County here. And the remainder of which are in Hood River County, are withdrawn from appropriation or condemnation and shall not be diverted or interrupted for the purpose whatsoever, except as mentioned in ORS 538-210. And the first one that's on the list, Lateral Creek forming Lateral Falls. That's what this creek is. This is the upper fork of Lateral Creek and Lateral Falls. So they put a stop to him. I mean, he attempted to write a few letters back and forth, and it didn't work out for him. And so they made him put what he had done, he had to put it back. He had to completely fix the creek where he had widened it, and fix it to where it was before he touched it. So that's my little field trip today. I don't know if I'm gonna try to film trying to get out of here. I don't know if I can or not. I'm pretty sore today. My hip flexors and my low back from working outside. That's what I've been doing, working outside, but that's what I do. Anyway, I'm standing in the creek right now, and my boots are starting to leak a little. But it's a really cool, really neat creek. Again, year-round, runs year-round. Now, I have no idea if I walked down that way, so let's see if we can't. I got scratches all over from the blackberry. Like I said, I followed a little, not a stream, but a yeah. I think I came up from here. So yeah, I got to make my own trail here. Hold on a second. It's been a while since I've been down here. Oh, hold on a second here. Yeah, I followed this down here. My filming is not going to be great with my finger in there, but anyway, it should go straight up. Hello, birdie. I don't think they see human beings here very often. Let's see if I can get to it where I am. Oh, it's just so overgrown. It's craziness. Ah. Oh, God. I think I gotta go up that way. I think that's the way I gotta go, is right there. Let's take a look here. Step in a hole and break your ankle up here, you're gonna have fun getting out of here. I don't know where I gotta go here. Pain in the ass. I think the road's right above me here. It's the sticker bushes that get my attention. My legs and arms are getting scratched to hell. Steep right here. Oh, gee. Ouch. Sorry about this filming, but I'll do the best I can here. Anyway, that's I believe I got to the road here now. Doesn't look like much of a road anymore, but it is. Whew. Yeah, so that whole hillside we logged. Well, the whole property we logged, but again, they were very specific in the rules and regulations about waterways. And the foxglove is blooming. The bees love that foxglove. I mean, that's a replanted tree right there. That's only 8 years old, 9 years old. And what is that? 20, 30 feet tall already. I think this is the road. It's hard to tell. It's not. Where is the road? Well, maybe it's down below me here. I'm going to shut off and try to get my way back here, and I'll pick it back up in a minute. Well, I made it back down to the road. I was too far up that way by about 40 yards, and I was not on the road, but I am now. Anyway, I'm going to walk out of here. I hope you enjoyed my little field trip here. I know the filming of this, I'll try to edit it the best I can. It's muggy. Supposed to get some rain tomorrow, I think. We need rain desperately, but that time of year. See a few deer tracks on the road here, not many. I don't see any bear sign, which is I'm okay with. Yeah, that whole hillside over there, it was a pain for them to log because it's really steep over there, and again they had to use a lot of care around the creek, and but they got the job done over there. Lateral Creek goes down to Lateral Falls. You can actually go view those falls there. It's one of the falls that you can go check out in the gorge. Everything is so green. Beautiful down here. I used to come down to the creek during the summer when I would come up here. I spent most of my time down at the creek because it was always cooler down there. And but that was back when there was a nice trail. Now it's at the end of this road. You got a brake trail, and it's not fun. I got blackberries all up and down my legs now in my pants. So I suppose I could spend a little time, cut a trail down there, but man, I tell you, that's going to be a lot of work. This is very dense forest. Consider it really a rainforest as much as it does rain up here. Although the climate has changed a lot in the last 20 years. But the house is up that way. Just a little morning field trip. Well, that was my story. I came across that paperwork the other day, and all this research my grandpa was doing, and he was dead set and had his heart set on providing hydroelectricity up here. And you know, they wouldn't allow him to do it. Big no. I don't see any letters of them threatening to sue him, but if he would have kept pushing, because he was pushing pretty hard, some of these letters were pretty strong language and how upset he was. Again, writing letters back and forth. No emails at the time, so it was a long process. But meanwhile, he was asking for forgiveness and not permission. But he just went ahead and started anyway, and he was gonna do what he wanted, and that's kind of how he was anyway. In general, that it doesn't surprise me because that's basically how he operated. He just did what he wanted, and but he was making so much racket down there. Someone must have turned him in. I don't know how they found out about it. Either they flew over, which I can't imagine because back then the canopy was pretty dense. You wouldn't have been able to see him, but you could hear him because he had a big tractor down there. And you're moving rocks around and widening the creek like that, you're making a lot of racket. So somebody probably heard him, is my guess. I don't know. But whoever turned him in or however he got caught, they started contacting him, and of course the letters started. He didn't hire an attorney or anything. He just did it all himself, and he was going to take it all the way to the Supreme Court, if you can believe that. Well, again, property ownership comes with great responsibility, and I'll leave you with that. Leave it as you found it. Only leave it, if it's in bad shape, leave it in better shape, which is what I've been trying to do. Trying to leave it in better shape. Anyway, I'm going to walk back up to the house here. Hope you enjoyed my little video. I'll try to edit all the crappy. It's really tough filming when you're holding your phone like this. But enjoy your day. Be safe, be well, and make good choices.